Okay, we are live. Good morning, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Michael loves. Do you know how I love? You know how much I love morning. I like to say morning to all of it if I
It
can.
can be good morning. It could be good morning on people on the West Coast.
Hello,
the Central.
Lorelei. Happy Friday, Venus Friday tea time, Ascension talk, everyone. Welcoming all of you. Michael brewed our tea today, putting that hot water on, throwing that tea bag in there.
Welcome everyone to our
Robust
beautiful,
tea.
wonderful last Friday tea time of 2020.
Look, our hair is getting longer, Michael.
Good morning, good afternoon, Lori Lee, and all those that are joining us today. It's a blessing to be here on this white-covered snowy day on the East Coast. How are you guys doing today?
How y'all doing? Let's get comfortable. I can tell this is going to be comfortable. Like, I didn't even bother, wearing so much because it's actually really cold today. How come you don't have another jacket on?
Because I got my furry pants.
You all got to see Michael's furry pants. It's so furry. Today I called him what? What did I say to you? I was trying to name Foot Bear. I called him Foot Bear.
She called him Foot Bear. No, she called
Foot Bear.
No.
I was trying to that name.
She was trying to make a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
But she was totally.
But I got foot somewhere in there.
Furry big or furry foot. And I was like, what? In her Persian way of doing things. So yeah, I'm warm today.
It's nice and fuzzy and warm. Oh my goodness. So much love to everyone. We got a lot to speak with each other today. How you all doing? Let's have a few people join us, And this is the one, since it's the last one. I feel we should just No, we have that. No, it's since this is the last one, I was gonna say to have it also live stream on Facebook.
Whatever you feel.
Just let me see 1 second so we can go. Everybody just hold on a second for us. Let me see if we can do it. We know Facebook has been limiting us to do things. So let's see if it'll be good to see if they'll even allow us to go live here for a second. Give us a second. Let's just see. If they allow it, great. If they don't, then they don't. Right? So it's not on here. It's usually would be here.
No live, they limit us.
Wow, they even limited us here. Oh, here, create live. No, it's right here. Everybody, bear with us for a second. We're going to see if we can also go on Facebook Live here, since we're always on YouTube, but since this is the last Friday Tea Time Ascension Talk of 2020, let's see if they'll let us go live here.
Same thing from yesterday.
Oh, wow. They don't let us. Okay, we'll forget that. Hi, Angela. Hi, Lisa. So just so that you know, Facebook on Ascension Alchemists has blocked Michael and I from creating events and also doing live. So we can't do that. And interestingly enough, they also have blocked my page, the Honeyboard and Author Speaker page, from creating events. So we have our events right now still on MEETUP, which is the Ascension Alchemy page. And Michael, you created the first event with the talk yesterday.
I went on my page, on my personal page itself, to use as a backup for the pages, because we are able to post. They're just limiting, I think, from all of the wonderful posts that we've done over the summer and what their restrictions are. But we bypass them with all that we can. So
yeah. So if you see us posting things, but we can't invite. You'll see that you're all always invited. It's just Facebook has limited us, so we're just grateful for what we have. So welcome everybody. Lisa, welcome.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you for your beautiful, loving message yesterday. It's always a gift when you can receive sweet messages, voice messages. So thank you, sister. Fully hearted, fully felt that. Thank you, Demetrious.
Hi, Demetrious.
You're such a gift to us and all that you support. I swear we put we press the post button, before we know it, Demetrious has liked it, shared it, and made sure it's gone around the world at least 35,000 times because he's on it. Thank you, Demetrious. You are
so much love too, and we've been behind responding.
Hello, Cynthia.
Hi, Cynthia. So much love. So, what tea are you all drinking? Let's salute to our tea first. My grandmother used to say, "Madajon" in Farsi, which in Farsi she would say in her dialect. چایی بشین یکم بشین چایی بخور. So which was saying like put the tea on, come stay a while, have some tea. And this is what the inspiration behind this that we've been doing. It's not 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Because the joy of just sitting around sipping some tea and catching up with each other, and there's such a medicine in tea.
Yeah.
Just the wisdom of the leaves and the way they blend. I remember, so some of you may not know this, but when I had my center, one of the products that I had, I'd created 350 products under my company name, and everything was vegan, organic, toxin-free, all kinds of stuff from personal care, aromatherapy, the raw vegan chakra chocolates, the makeup line, all of that. But I had 2 specific teas. One was the Mengfang Tu tea.
Some Chinese tea, huh?
Exactly. But this one, I did so much research. I found this grower who would grow his tea. It was very specific on this mountain, the way the sun would hit the afternoon portion of the tea leaves. So then it could, and it was like so clean, that part of the mountain that was so pure, the air quality, so that these tea leaves were getting such full spectrum of the light, and it was hand dried. I mean, it was like so powerful. And the jasmine tea, both of them, I got in that, and it was the medicine of just sitting. So when people would come to my center, before they just go start yapping and talking, it was the tea was on, and they could just come. I would just have them sit and just listen to you would have liked back then. It was like some Asian music that you would have totally liked.
I wish I could have taken you to in 2005. I went to Beijing for the first time. Went to China, and as many of you know, Chinese herbs and the tea is their primary medicine. Yet they are so euphoric in how they can share tea with you.
Yeah.
And in Beijing, they had pots that were like 2 feet filled with fresh rose, fresh chrysanthemum, fresh jasmine. And what they would do is they would come and invite you, and they'd have a tea set, and they would fill it up, and they'd say, come here, let me share some tea with you. And they would brew it so you can feel the different cycles of the herb, because the more it steeps, or the longer it steeps, the different flavors you can get.
Sure.
And there'll be times where you're sipping on there, and you're just being lost in the fragrances, because what they want you to do is they want you to not only capture the aroma of it, but bring the Chinese medicinal properties and energies to it, as they would talk about how does it make you feel? Because when we learned in school, every tea has a specific channel, a different organ, a different temperature, a different flavor that would be medicinal in your body. And it was wild to see how all these flavors, and there were times we'd come out and we almost felt high because the flavor was so strong and it was so sweet that we're like, how can you get it? And it's like picking a fresh blueberry off of the vine, allowing yourself to eat the freshest food that comes off. So I feel like when we can have the delicacy of enjoying fresh tea and then just stepping back and we were in there, some of these shops for like a half an hour.
No, of
just
course. You're
tasting them. And it was hard because they'd be all lined up trying to pull you in.
Right.
And I mean, no joke. I mean, there's pictures where there's like pots that are like this big. And then imagine another foot up. They put the tea. So it's like this castle of like little rose petals or chrysanthemum flowers. And you're looking at there being like, wow, what an art to showcase some of the most beautiful teas and then just get hypnotized by the fragrances that I wish we could just, one day we will
one day. So as you all know, I will have my tea lounge. It's been since 19, this dream of having my tea lounge. I had said I'm going to, a couple promises I had made. I'll open my own center spa. I did that. I'll create my own product line. I did that. I designed some of my clothes. Some of it I have done, but I will eventually have that. And this tea lounge. Yeah. We've got to do that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And we get ideas. Lisa.
So good. Lisa, I know, Lisa, you're going to be all
We'll get you on board. We'll get you on board.
No, Lisa, you don't have to go to China. We'll have it right here.
We go on board. We fly to China. We get all their beautiful organic seeds. We watch how they do it. Then we come back.
I'm growing it on our own land.
And then we make our own little field of herbal, medicinal, fun teas that we can help invigorate. Because, the properties of teas are amazing of how much it can really invigorate your blood, how it can strengthen, the chi in your body. Like it's amazing when we bring the properties of our own health into our daily food. And that's one thing that I find is amazing when we can really look deep within what are we eating to help, bring circulation to maybe like stagnant veins, or maybe if the mind is full of anger, what herbs can we use to light and soften the liver, which decreases energy in the meridian to help soften the head. There's so many ways to kind of come through what we're drinking and what we're bringing to our body. Or just
the pure joy, ecstasy of tea.
That's Persian tea. Because everywhere we go, by the way,
tea comes.
Everywhere we go, it doesn't matter if it's in a glacier in Alaska. It doesn't matter if we're driving up a mountain. It doesn't matter if it's like the hottest day of the year and the air conditions, especially like, where's the tea? I'm like, honey, let's put gas in the car. Where's the tea? Honey, let's get food in our body.
Let's have tea first and then.
If there's an addict of anything.
happy tea lover.
So how is that for a beginning?
And you know what? Lisa, totally have a tea lounge next to Hope's Animal Sanctuary. I'm all for that, sister. So what are you all drinking? This is an amazing, really high quality red rooibos tea from South Africa. From Tea Salons. It's incredible what
Thank you for all your beautiful comments. You guys are vibrant today. Look at them. So of course, Demetrious has his.
Let me guess. Ginger, cayenne, honey.
No, you always put cayenne.
No, I have put it. No. And thyme.
Yeah, and
honey.
And one more that you always love in the morning. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So yeah,
I got yours down.
Ginger. Okay. And then we have the next tea that we saw was...
the Demetrious went to China too, he's talking about.
I went to China. Chengji, wow, beautiful. I'm glad you got a chance to go to China. It's a beautiful place, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. Lisa is drinking rose cinnamon tea. Beautiful.
Ooh, nice.
Beautiful.
You like that cinnamon, though, isn't it? Feels so good.
And then I saw a couple more. Wait, I'm going to Yes, love the teas.
Yes.
And I think that's all for those that are drinking beautiful tea. However you bring forth your beautiful, delicious, warm hot.
So good. So, how you all doing? Are you all excited? Like, are you feeling the excitement? Today I made a post that I'm really feeling the... Yeah, mate is good.
Beautiful. Thank you, Angela.
I'm feeling the joy of the window and the portal and wow, like we both feel a little tired at the same time, but feeling, how do I even want to articulate it? I feel the victorious freedom's flame. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you all got a chance to see this image yesterday that I posted. Yesterday was so beautiful. I had a private session with a client, Ascension guide, and I prayed, and I knew he needed help. And once I prayed, I could feel the room with so much of Archie of Faith and Archangel Michael. And I don't know if you all got a chance to see this image, but look at that. I mean, it's like, it's so palpable where the frequencies are right here to be experienced. And it was a very, very beautiful, beautiful private session in Ascension guiding. And I felt my heart so lifted with just what's taking place on a planet. Here's somebody who is a developer of very large, like investments of property. And he has the desire, the calling to do so much good for humanity. So there's one house that he's creating that's like, it's $35 million right now. It's just a house. So we're talking about large sums of money. And so here it is, as we were talking, I was like, wow, like you are creating these, you're bringing these frequencies onto planet with creating the higher consciousness in buildings. He's like, I'm telling you, like, that's exactly what I feel I need to help a lot of people. I need to create these places. And it was so beautiful, like someone that had come from corporate America, that gave everything up to take care of his sons, become like a house dad. Then this side developed, then this door opened up. Now it's like brought the balance. And I felt so hopeful. I felt so grateful that that turn in humanity has arrived. That true dismantling of the old programming in the Great Awakening, it has arrived, because then there are these individuals who were so far from this level of consciousness, they've come to it now with their heart. They want to create the goods. And we need individuals like that who are developers, who have the finances, who have the abilities and the doors, but now they want to join forces. And I felt so honored that he reached out to me for a session. And he's somebody that I met 5 years ago in LA, had lunch with him, with my brother, and forgot all about it. And he also ordered a biomat. He's like, I want it for my family. And it's like the consciousness that's expanding is amazing. And I feel the excitement. I feel the turnaround energy. And I'm wondering if you all are feeling it too. And of course, today's the 18th, we got the 19th, 20th, 21st that we're going to talk about. So hi heart, hello higher heart, much
Thank
love.
You, higher heart, joining us all the way from Lebanon.
Thank you. Love you, sister.
We honor you. And I've been on the other side. The excitement is starting to build. I've been noticing just a lot of sensitive emotions kind of coming up. It's been wild to see, just to look at, when all of a sudden there's like, wow, there's all this sadness coming up.
And talk about that, Michael. It's like what happened?
It was funny because I had a dream about my father, and I was so excited about the dream I couldn't fall asleep. But the dream was a little sad because it was him after his stroke, which he changed his complete personality and behavior and everything about him. He was he was not the person he was. And so that took me down a field where I just started noticing this very sensitive, raw portion within myself of reflecting upon him, reflecting upon our years. And then out of nowhere, I started to feel this guilt. I started to feel this shame. And so I'm one of those weird ones that I'm like, okay, let's feel it. Let's go into it. And I lied upstairs on the biomat and table, and I could just feel the energy start to rise of where I was still holding on, of blaming myself, of maybe the amount of time I was away from him. Meaning that, like, since college, I literally went to California for 7 years. And from California, I went to Mexico. And literally 17 years of my life, I was away from the East Coast and probably visiting my family twice, 3 times a year. I had them in Mexico and in San Diego several times, but it was more of a long distance relationship. And even when he had the stroke, there was, this in-between stage where I was there and coming back. So I could feel I could feel my own guilt and shame coming up, and maybe even my own judgment of myself, of what I could have done, or maybe I could have spent more time, or what would have happened if I stayed home, and all of these passages. But more, it was this.
Was that Sunday night you had the dream, or Monday night?
It was Sunday.
I think it was Sunday, because we came out from 12:12.
Oh yeah, Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday.
No, so because as you're speaking, because we had the experience of 12:12, the magical on the mountain. So we come back, we had the day of healing. So it was that night, because your energy changed from Monday.
Right, because I woke up and I was just completely exhausted, and I know sometimes on days of after healing, I just want a day of rest, but I didn't get a chance to sleep. That night I had to start sleep. But point being was I could just feel this sadness come up, and this grief. And even yesterday, and there's still a little today, but what I found is really to meet that sadness and to see not only where it's coming from, but to really embrace it. I feel sometimes, when we feel a discomfort, there's normalcy to run away from it. Or there's sometimes an ability to say, well, I'll deal with it on a rainy day. Yet the past couple of days, I've just kind of been allowing that sadness, allowing that grief. And really what I focus on is bringing gratitude and grace to what's coming forward, because I know that it's more clearing from old energies that I just haven't dealt with. Sometimes when we are moving so fast, or there's a lot of things on our plate, or just the busyness of life, we forget that there's old emotions, old energies that are coming forward. And I feel before 2021, this week, these days, there's a lot that's coming up to be cleared. There's a lot that's being resurfaced. And so there's many times where in our dreams, we may see something very happy, but then all of a sudden it takes us down memory lane, and to, honor those, to really look deeply in them and say, have I handled these emotions? Have I looked at it? Because there can be this spiritual ego that like, oh, I've already taken care of this, or this is already
about the ego, because I won't consider it. I feel like you probably have taken care of it, but then now it's like another level that has come in,
or maybe another level. But in our mind, sometimes it's almost like,
there's that frustrated.
I've already dealt with that before. Right. Why would this be coming up now? Right. But I'm grateful, because I feel that sadness, it gives a level of vulnerability and openness. And why I'm so grateful, especially during this time, is when that sadness and that energy is coming through, then it expands us even larger to receive what blasts of energy are moving through our collective. And what I've learned is, by really looking deeply into these emotions, by doing my own personal clearance, by giving my own personal forgiveness, then that opens me up to release that energy, release that blockage or space, so I can be open up to receive so much that's coming in right now. And so it's been a gift, even though my energy's been a little wibbly wobbly, or she calls me blue fuzzy ball.
Because and it's also interesting when we are in a dynamic, like for example with us, we're in a divine union. So one of the things that has been developed over these years is when he enters the state, for me to let him be in his state, and I can tell, like, wow, here we are in this joy, like, wow, look at, we're in this window, wow, can you feel it? And then if anything, he's in the complete opposite. I can't really share that. Yet I'm also where there's that part of him, that part of his shadow that it kind of, I can very much feel it wants to like kind of attack in a little way, or like come at. So he's learned to watch that as well. Yet at the same time, learning to come. So like a couple of days, I kind of left him alone a little bit. And then yesterday I was like, you want to talk? And I could tell anything I would say, he was just not happy with. He would.
I was my Miss student.
His Mastuda was really that's like his alter goddess ego, the diva that wants to come out. And yes, this living angel is quite the opposite of angel. There are times, just as I am, as I am.
There's just parts. I feel like.
But hold on, I have a point. So then, but what's important in this, when we have, and we just give him the space to be. Now, what's been challenging also is We have Nevon living with us now. So when Michael used to have his man cave in the guest room, which is that room right there. So he could go, hide. He could just go hide in there.
I could find a place because Honey, when she wakes up in the morning, she's like a bunny ready to like
6 o'clock. I am ready, honey, charged. I am
honey,
what?
4:30.
No, it's been better.
It's been better, but yeah, sometimes like she's charging like a bull right out of the gates, and I just want one more hour of sleep because
he just was. I'm ready to do the decree. I'm ready to call in God and the supreme light. I am ready to be with the mighty I am present. I am so charged, ready. But I've been like this all my life.
And I just want just an hour more of sleep. So what I've learned is if I can roll out of bed maybe around 3 or 4 and go to another room just to sleep in, then sometimes Honey's energy doesn't have to be so like, you ready? We're going. And hear this. So go ahead. So feel the compassion.
So I do feel compassion. So Michael has not had his cave room. So let me just show you guys. Like if you see also, let's see that upstairs, our loft is up there. That's where the healing room is. However, there's no doors. It's beautiful healing. There's no doors.
No privacy.
And no privacy. So then that's our bedroom right there. But I put the biomat. You see, I put the biomat right there. So that way, if I wake up so early, I can just go over there or sit there so he can attempt to get sick. So having a little bit compassion. So I saw he doesn't that. So he hasn't had a chance. And then we of course got snow. I'm like, Michael, go out, be in pure white energy.
I woke up yesterday and I
was like, because this energy of yours, and then not to judge it. So he can have his space to do. Hi, Kristina, to have whatever he needs to go through. Hi, Caitlin, sweetie. But when we are in this dynamic, it's very important we allow each other to go through the process. But what I am proud of is Michael has learned when he hasn't slept or his body hurts, not to dump that crap on me. Because believe me, this angel, the first couple of years, he would want to dump all that without him realizing. Just 1 second, dump it, project it, because he was so mad he hadn't slept or whatever, or body hurt. What's that got to do with me? But like want to blame something. And his bitch ass diva, Mastuda would come on. I'm like, yo, we cannot have Mastuda here. Put Mastuda out.
2 divas in the house is one thing.
No, you better not get my diva out. My diva is something else. So listen, the goddess is here. Put that thing out somewhere. So,
and it's funny because I wake up frustrated, and I'm more frustrated at myself.
Yeah, he's frustrated, but he wants to take it on me.
Well, and sometimes Honey gets frustrated because she's such in a happy, beautiful mood.
I am in such an ecstatic, joyous mood, and then he wants to like.
And then I'm upset at myself. So she gets upset at me for me being upset at myself sometimes because she's in such a high lifted space. And sometimes I've learned that if I'm upset at myself, if I, and I'm not wanting to blame Honey, but she feels this energy.
I feel him too.
But she feels it.
And then he doesn't want to tell me what's going on, as if he can hide it from me. What kind of crap is that? I can feel it. I can sense it. I can see it. Wait. He's a fuzzy blue ball. Like, what are you trying to hide? Like, what the hell?
What I'm trying to do is using my tactics, because with this psychic medium, goddess galactic being, that it's important that we also recognize our own boundaries of feeling other people's stuff. Because you know what the most beautiful thing you said when I first met you?
Oh, come on. That was 4 years ago. Michael, that was 4 years ago.
The most beautiful thing
you said? I said a lot of beautiful things, but that was 4 years ago. Let me just
remind you, because it's 2020 and we're clearing everything from the past decade.
But I'm in a different place now.
I know, but I was saying it was so beautiful as a mother. You've been learning how to not overextend your energy by feeling other people's energy feels. And I have an important point. All of you are very empathic. All of you are very sensitive. And there are many times where we feel other people's energy, and it's not our energy. Yet, it can still trigger us because we see what they're going through. Sometimes we feel what they're going through. And then all of a sudden, before we even ask them, they're already aware of what's happening. And it's almost kind of like the individual or me is going through something. the other individual feels what's going through something. So there's almost like this telepathic battle going on of what's happening in between.
No, so it's not telepathic battle. Look,
or an energetic.
No, it's not.
It's an energetic.
What it is so
field.
transparent. And to me, listen, instead of moping around, trying to figure it out, come clean. I can see it. I can feel it. I can sense it. I'm not carrying it on. Yeah. Instead of like this moping, like but this, just come. No, just come flat out. Be open, because you can't hide it. That's my whole point.
I agree, but when you're a jumping jackrabbit,
that's
in the morning,
right. Be raw, real, and real.
I agree. Be raw and real and real. But when you're a jumping jackrabbit that's very, very happy, there's also times where my mopiness, which, in all due respect, if someone's being mopey but they're not projecting upon you, they're allowed to express their mopiness or their tiredness as long as it's not affecting. But there's moments when that energy can easily affect, because you're in such a state of high and you want to celebrate that high, and you're in this beautiful high, and the other person may not be in that same frequency.
Week, can't touch this. Can't touch this. I'm in God's love. Can't touch this. I was in such a good place. Can't touch this.
So it's been a journey of learning how to express it in ways where I don't affect. And for me, which I feel is important, is just to get out into nature, do things in ways where maybe my energy field doesn't have an easy effect on others, because we can pick up other energies. And it's also good to have beautiful boundaries around what we feel from other people, because if we're feeling other people's energies, that's not our energy. That's something that you're feeling.
No, I know. So I feel like there's a very important point you have. And again, like, for example, if there's a client that I'm experiencing that there's no way of carrying that. One of the things that I feel has been important in the dynamic of Michael and I being in a sacred divine union, to be very, very conscious and responsible with our energy field. And our energy field is on such multi-dimensional interaction. So we have to of
high sensitivity
of this heightened sensitivity. So we can we can feel each other. And because we literally are like one experiencing, it's hysterical.
Before even entering the house.
So, but what happens is, and this is part of us mastering the responsibility of our own individual energy field, and then our combined energy field, and which is this combined energy field is literally our child, to high protect. It's taken a while, but Michael has gotten so good in finally recognizing it and then learning to be in charge of it, so not projected, which I feel has been amazing. And also for me, on the other side of it, like this week, let him be fuzzy blue ball this past 3-4 days. Let him be. I got other things. Like I'm so busy with other things. So I continue, and I'm still going to be in my joyous mood, but not shift my energy field because he's feeling bad. Because what would happen to me, again, I'm the mother nurturer. What would happen, like there's this alarm that would go on, something's wrong. I gotta take care of him. I've had to learn to undo that and welcome him to be as he is. I haven't I feel it's great that I've been able to do that with Michael, and also now with Nevon living here.
Because he does the same thing.
Nevon does the same thing as Michael.
Starving. Give me some food.
So both of them. So it's been amazing with both Nevon and Michael. I'm learning the next level of me with my energy and my frequency, and then at the same time watching how it is with Michael now. I feel as Nevon moved, then this Sunday would be 4 weeks. You and I have entered a new initiation phase where you don't have your man cave anymore. So you're all open. You have to be all open.
I don't have any place.
You don't have any place.
Honey, if you walk into our room, don't say that. If you walk into our house and you actually see the amount of my things anywhere, it's usually in a closet under the bed or something. But if you walk into our room, there's paint, there's art, there's everything. And there's so many little things. And I'm like, gosh, wouldn't it be just a nice little corner where Michael could just go and he has his little things in his books?
I put that biomat by the bed. I put it on the bottom portion of the amethyst crystal biomat.
That there's like all these little nooks and
Lisa's
crannies.
inviting you to her house. So listen. So we have that. But anyway, so I keep saying, I was like, Michael, you've got to move to a place.
I go there, and then I have to be on her.
Yeah.
And hold her space, which is beautiful. Michael's corner. Thank you, Angela. Literally, if we can find a Michael's corner.
Michael, I have an idea. Michael, let me give you
the attic. How about we go with the attic?
How about a teepee? I get you a teepee. I'll put it right. Listen, we permanently put them in.
I love a teepee.
I'll put a teepee for you right now. I swear. Listen. And then once in a while I come visit you. That's your Michael, I swear you're gonna love it. I put it instead of the dining table that's there. We move the dining table
in the middle, and then people are gonna say, "Well, where are you eating?" Well, Michael had to put a TV because Michael needs a little space. Listen.
I have to say, with Nevon moving here, so in the summer we planned to move, so we have all these boxes, and then Nevon came. So it's been amazing, and it's been actually a really beautiful adjustment for us, but we're still kind of adjusting.
And
so
the house
then
somehow keeps filling up with more
filling
stuff.
Up with
there's not
boxes. Like where is this?
Boxes, paintings, crystals.
So my the painting. Oh, I finished the last painting of the year. Don't show that because that's a surprise for tomorrow.
No, we can turn on, but just give them an air of all the
paintings.
All the paintings.
I took them all away.
It's actually really cute because you know what I've learned. When I've learned to live in Mexico.
Wait.
Mexico, you need a lot to live.
Listen, you know why these paintings are here? We'll just have the art show here, just like everything else we're doing here.
So long story short, I'm coping. The areas I do have, Angela, I love. I do have a drawer that's underneath the bed, or a little basket. I have a basket that I can put my stuff in and put it in the bucket. You can put your stuff in. Great. And then I have another one in the closet that I can put. In the dark closet. So I appreciate the compassion because sometimes I walk around the house. I'm like, where is my place to do creativity? Because I look around, and then now that the guest room is gone, there's not that space. So what I've learned, moral of the story is, you can always create space and energy.
We are creating a lot of space. I got all heated now. We're creating a lot of space. We're really doing the best we can. So coming back to Michael being a fuzzy blue ball, and whenever he gets in this,
when she says fuzzy blue ball, she sees this blue face.
Yeah. So what happens to him? He gets the aura gets very blue.
Thank you, Maryam.
But it's irritated. Hi, Maryam. But this auric field gets it's a very disturbing blue aura, and it's like ready to fight. That's what happens when I see his not him, and then I can tell his hair is trying to match it. It's so funny. So I'm just in my joy, happy, like blissful space, and doing whatever. And creating more art.
Space for you.
Well, my inner space. It's my inner space, and so it's been interesting. We're both definitely in our next initiation phase. So in the middle of this, while we have Nevon here, we're discovering a few interesting things. Like, it's been very pleasant having him here. He's been so quiet. Like we both thought having this 17-and-a-half-year-old senior, like he would be really loud. That was my concern with Nevon. But like yesterday morning having breakfast with him, I was like, wow, you're really quiet. Like, it's amazing. He's been so trouble-free, like just so quiet
Well, he's also shifted. I feel with the largest initiation, and this is for, I feel all of us, of where we're moving into, is when Nevon came in.
What about upstairs shower? Lisa, the box. Lisa, the upstairs shower. We do have full 3 showers. Upstairs is full with boxes.
This angel thought, if we just tell the universe to start packing boxes, they'll hear us.
Yeah.
They'll hear. So one day she packed all the boxes. And so there's, in each room, there's all these boxes packed. So like when we're looking for our winter clothes, our boots, we're like, it's like a museum of lost artifacts. And so like when we come into the house,
and we have so many altars
just to find this today. just to find this today. It was like, and the thing is, I'm usually one.
There's our kitchen. Hold on a second. It's the tiniest kitchen, right? You don't know. There's only one drawer for the tea. That's it. You don't know how much Michael looked for the cabinet of tea. Meanwhile, this time, which I never do, I made tea and I put it in the refrigerator.
And I'm usually the guy that's like, honey, where is it? And it's always in front of my face.
He never finds things in front of him.
Point being, the whole house is very full. But
back to
the point of that the house of 1,000 things. When Nevon came in, I felt it was a pure initiation for a lot of us that we're moving through. How can we expand our love to a greater degree that we've never happened before? It's been a gift to watch Honey really shine in her ability to be the mom, to be the nurturer, to be the cooker, to be all those areas to help lift
do his laundry and gently help him to kind of clean a little, make his bed maybe.
Right. So, and which has been beautiful
because
it's been
amazing. Without being triggered. Look at, I've been so loving.
You've been doing amazing.
I get like 100 plus
you
plus all the stars.
You get A+++++.
So good. I've been doing so good.
That initiation has allowed us to see how we can expand our love even greater.
Yeah.
And I feel that's a great one, because even last night when I was on my Voice of the Sacred Masculine, I was talking to a beautiful sacred man, how he was saying with his beloved, when working with children, it's amazing. And for those that are mothers, of how when your child, whether it's a child, a teenager, adult, it brings up your old child, teenager issues. It's always amazing to see how they can help us really become aware of the things that didn't seem like affect us anymore. And because Nev and I are so alike, we are very free-spirited. We're very air. So we put a lot of things.
Are a lot alike. The number one thing, they lose a lot of things and constantly asking me, did you see it? Where did you put it? I haven't touched this. Michael and him are constantly losing things, and but Nevon also breaks everything.
I mean, I don't go by astrology, but with Aquarius, there's an air element. With the Gemini, there's air, so we're very floaty. We put things down. We go to the next moment, and we forget where we place it. So it's it's obviously for fixed Earth. That's very like on it, pinpoint, perfectionist.
Oh, stop it! I'm just organized. I don't go into that.
It gives us the perfect mutation of how we can meet each other in the middle. Point being is that love of what we could do to hold that space for her son has given our expansion really in our ascension journey to show how can we really, really allow our hearts, this divine crystalline being of just pure energy, to then blast it, to blaze it, to illuminate that within our surroundings, within the times that we eat together, the times that we, as we live normally, but now have another sacred being that was deprived of that love, that didn't get that love. So it's been a joy to see that.
It's so interesting. Today before breakfast, right? I asked Nevon, I said, Nevon, what do you miss from living at the house with Dad? And he said to me, nothing. I said, what do you mean? Of course you must miss something. He's like, no, nothing. And we're like, really? He's like, no. And so we did our prayer. So he's been doing the prayer. He's always been very good with that prayer. And just so much gratitude is coming from him. And I feel what's been so beautiful, like we watched the TV series, the Netflix series called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is, by the way, I have to tell you this really quickly. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's 8 episodes. It's 8 seasons, 20 episodes each. Each one of them is all about this. S.H.I.E.L.D. is this secret agency that protects the people, and there's the shadow government, the other governments, and then there's the aliens, the negative aliens, and that, and all of this. They have put so much into this TV series that was aired in 2012, and it ties into, of course, the Avengers and all of that. But it is incredible, this stuff. So all these things. So I break it down to Nevon. I'm like, Nevon, this is right now. This is right now. This is right now. And then there was a part, this one, which is all about the alien technology and this particular alien technology that has the writing on it. And of course, just like any of these programs, they always want to make it, aliens are so scary, and making them they're dangerous and this and that. And so there's this part of it, and everyone was like, "Mommy, isn't that like the writing you do?" I said, "Of course." I was like, "I told you I'm an ET." So, we were able to talk so much deeper. Then I got a chance to start sharing with him the memories he had when he was 5 about the ships and all that. He's like, "No, mom, that's not true." So I keep reminding him, because I haven't been able to remind him a lot of the things that he experienced when he started talking about all this. But what was been so sweet, we get a chance to sit, it's our time together, where Michael gets to spend time with his mom, and he puts his head on my chest, and we're hugging each other, and he just keeps telling me how much he loves me, and I tell him how much I love him, and I can feel he's so satisfied, nourished with such little. And he said to us, he's like, "I need nothing. I have everything." And it's amazing, with a little room for a teenager and nothing. He's just so pleased. And he said to me, "I'm so much happier here with you and Michael, being in a small place, because I can feel your love." And these children, all their number one food is love.
Yeah.
And there's some things that have trouble in this earth plane. They just need a lot of nourishment and love, because their consciousness is so expanded, and it's been very, very beautiful. And I feel it's balancing this deep healing for him as it's deep healing for me.
And it's been great.
And their dad coming over quite a bit,
Yeah.
being with us, which has been so nice. We're together a lot.
It's been great as well, because as parents, you always want the best for your children. And for me, not being a real a biological father, it's been an opportunity really to share beautiful wisdom with Nevon, because Nevon really feels a lot.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, because as you know, with most teenagers, it's like they'll hear something, but then they'll back away.
Yeah.
If you push their soft spot, sometimes they'll close up. So if there's something that they can relate to, what they see on TV or what's cool in Hollywood, and then all of a sudden you can see that transparent within what we do, then they'll connect. But as soon as we start talking about aliens, or we start talking about energies or spirituality, it pushes them away. So it's this kind of give and flow, or it's kind of like this rise and flow of what's being presented, yet underneath it all is the more love we can shine within him. And then what I also find is within each other, because even in our times where we all have our conflicts, and there may be times where Honey or myself may, say something, but because Nevon's in our presence, it's like teaching us how to even maneuver in ways to say, how can I look at my own emotions? What can I do to not bring my volume up higher, or have that energy affect someone else in another room?
And we kind of be more
space.
protective over him because of his sensitivity. And he's so sensitive. He really needs to be in just that quiet environment where there's no loud voice, just like you, like it affects. And so it's so amazing.
And you're right, Angela. In Higher Heart, there's these moments where it's like magic, because what we're doing is it's automatically seeping into their energetic bodies. When I see him upset and he comes to the table and he's hungry, and they're like, "Good morning, how are you doing?" It's like facing, that tension or anger, and you meet that with kindness. Or like, let's go. Okay, Nevon, would you like to do the prayer? Yes, let's do the prayer. And then he does the prayer, and then just by him tapping into that,
it changes.
It
his
softens,
energy
and it's a great way and a great tool when you meet someone or you encounter that rigidity or that hardness, and you meet that with this, it's like you polarize it in a way where you're meeting the softness and the love that just gives the opportunity to embrace what's happening. And it's like this dance, because at times we may not be feeling well or we're tired, but it gives us that higher step to say, okay, let's come to the table because we're breaking bread this morning. Let's come and let everything go of what's maybe affecting us on the outside, on the inside, and just share that love in a conversation that brings us. And what's been great is watching him not be so much on the phone, watching his maturity as a younger son actually eclipse sometimes higher than his older brother, because of when his other brother comes in so busy that he starts sharing that with others. And so I feel like it's a gift when we can be around. But you know
what's interesting, Michael? I want to just share this with you. When Nevon was younger, whenever we did our food, the prayer, Nevon always, we're talking about when he's 6, 7, he was the one who always did the prayer. And Michael, we would be just floored by the way he would say the prayer. Every now and then you catch it, not like today, like yesterday. Did you see the way the flow comes in and he just hones it in? So, and he said to me, he said, Mom, I can't imagine my life eating food without praying over it. So it's like by him coming back here there's a lot of rebalancing. And honestly, I feel like the biggest hard medicine for me is how important this is because for years and years and years, I felt everything I did for my children for so many years, just pouring my heart in the education, in helping them connect to their spiritual wings and sharing everything with them, teaching them about their energy, their bodies. Both of my children were trained in reconnective healing when Nevon was 7, Kian was 10. So they were doing healing on each other. And of course, with crystals, everything, I taught them how to heal themselves. I've taught them so much. And then, of course, when I had the experience when I died and I had to, get on the road for these years, it was just such a rough, tough call to be able to do that. And then the separation from my children and the deepest grief and sadness that everything that I did, it seemed like when they went through their teenager, they just rejected it. I can't express to you how disheartening and sad that was for me. And then to then be a witness how they've both returned, they both have adopted things and they both applying it into their life, but now as men, it's on their own term and so strong, and it's their will and they want to. And I honestly feel like I won the jackpot of life right now. I have nothing. Like, to me, I told Michael, I was like, I die tomorrow, I am just so grateful because this was my wish, that my children would be so loving to each other, my boys, and they would treat each other with so much love, and they will apply that Christ energy with each other. Because my job, my role in this incarnation, as was shown to me, I'm here to support their spiritual wings so they don't forget. They can stand in it. And so it's really God's nectar that I am.
It's medicine.
It's God's nectar that all that it is the devotion. It is the discipline, devotion, and it is the sacrifice. The sacrifice that I took in answering the call 8 years ago, to after the death experience, to get on the road with what the Arcturian Council had assigned, these 40 assignments, planetary activation, healing, 40 assignments, these 40 locations, and so intense. 5 years so intense on the road, and the separation from my children, it was the craziest, most difficult initiation. And most of being so judged by family and friends, and just thrown under the bus. What a horrible mother I am, that I did this, and but my children knew otherwise, and for us to be here, and they're men now, and they can they can look at me and say, wow, mom, like, we are so proud of you, and we're so, not that I need that, but they respect, and they can recognize, and not that I need the recognition, not at all, but just they can see when somebody devotes their love to God's mission, their calling and their service and their truth, and they have to give up the most precious thing in their life. For me was my children, nothing higher, and to do this, you see them as that respect, and it's given them the strength, and then now I get to just be in the nectar and enjoy, just enjoy.
It's beautiful, honey.
It's just,
It's come a long
yeah,
way of how it fully encircles, and I love how this foundation of love that we're able to offer that pure kindness, that pure respect, that pure love naturally. They get to see what we do, and it naturally absorbs, emanates within them, because all of a sudden, watching, and no matter how much they're multitasking on their phones and doing things, they see the mannerism of how honey and I treat each other. Yes, love, how can I help you? Just the typical thank you, higher art, kindness that we can offer in our natural way of being gives that opening for them to say, wow, we don't have to be so sarcastic with one another. We don't have to one up each other. We don't have to be disrespectful, even if there was a previous house or previous people that came in with energies that weren't so loving.
Yeah.
That foundation that's being set, I always remember, for those that are watching and feeling this, that temple of love within you, the more that you expand that within yourself, it naturally affects every single one within. So as much as we want to change, as much as we want to fix, or as much as we want to command, we start emanating that power, that vibration, that energy within ourselves, then that already starts to move within the radius of our soul. And our soul is already expanded in our light. So all it takes is that inner journey of seeing what can we do to keep illuminating, radiating, and most important, sharing that love. And I find within us, we're natural givers. We love to be kind. We love to joke. We love to dance. We're silly. We're a bit weird at times, which is fun, because that weirdness is like that ability to just be unique in how we can offer the gifts that each of us hold, because those gifts are here to be shared. And the more that we can share them with you, with children, then they start to see that there's infinite amount of that power. And that power starts to expand where then their choices are impacted. For teenagers to see Honey's child as an introvert, not going out on weekends to do what typical teenagers do, because he's focusing on his own energy, not using drugs or alcohol. It's amazing of how much you can impact someone just by showing what it is in the demonstration of your own love. And that's what I love about Honey, because I've seen the pain, I've seen the frustration, I've really seen the sadness. And for her to be that beautiful mother first thing in the morning, for her to say, hey guys, what do you want to eat? Which is like, as many of you know, the secret through the heart of a man is through their belly. Honey is like top chef in the kitchen, where I don't know if Nevin's ever going to feel comfortable eating anyone's house, because she's in there like Betty Crocker, throwing spices, or they're throwing energies into it. So it's, it's thank you, heart. It's good to lead by example and share that love. And for me, it motivates me even deeper of how I can be a role model, how I can share things in bits and pieces. Teenagers and children, it's like you have to go at a pace.
Michael's role could not have, again, like, our dynamic really is the hand of God that brought us together, because it's designed to serve everything and everyone around us. And I feel Michael's role has been so influential in the last 4 years in my son's life, them being boys. And my sons always say to me, Michael has given me a permission to be a sensitive guy, because it's like they weren't allowed. And it's so beautiful, like the divine perfection of it. So navigating from that, it's been both Michael and I through this last 4 weeks. We're going through our own initiation. Michael kind of not having a space, trying to find a space, and all of these things, and me learning how to be with Michael and Nevon at the same time and not be triggered, and all of these things. And then so it's been really, really wonderful, just on a lot of levels. And I feel that the timing couldn't be more perfect between, let's say, and I have to credit, like literally you mentioned this, for myself, to being the facilitators of this sacred ancient breath of the whales, that we started class 1 October 31st, and this Saturday, tomorrow, is level 3. We finish it. And this ancient breath work that I've taught the last 8 years, that's what took me. It was 7 years ago. Well, it was 7 years ago this December. So I started 8 years ago. Well, that this came into my experience, and then to be able to share it, take it in various places, in many, many, many countries, from Turkey to Dubai to Australia, South America, Spain, France, UK, and of course in the US. It's been amazing. So tomorrow we finish the last one. Literally, Maryam, you're gonna like this. Look, this is my own gift to myself. I wanted a master whale here, and this is the code that I received from it to go on it, so we can celebrate tomorrow's last class together. But point being, I feel that breath work has been so significant during this time, because I'm so much in the breath. So things are not affecting me how they typically would have been. And the other part of it is being in this window. I knew this ahead of time, 12:12 to 12:21, very powerful window. So we have to finish this last class, level 3, tomorrow, which ties into birthing new realities as well for Earth, which is part of this incredible juncture that's coming together. So many people are really more focused on the astrological alignment. Even Nevon and I had this conversation, this astrological alignment. And it's so much more than just an astrological alignment. It is truly this light stream. It is just us being living light stream. This is why 2020 was so significant, so that we can have this space. And also this whole whatever, we don't want to bring the word in here, has been part of the divine plan, because we've had to have the space to then dive in, to meet different aspects of ourselves, meet our different bodies, not deny any more of it, and actually have the space to be able to face so many things and decide where we are with our light and the illumination of it, and see the debris, see the shadows, see the attachments, see the human part that has forgotten its divinity, to then release that, so that we can really be in this window that we're entering into, that is the living stream of the fullness of what we already are. But we can only experience what we already are if there is room to breathe in it. And these 4 lower bodies, this light stream, is coming from the electronic presence of this great mighty I am, through the great central sun, through Helios and Vestas, blasting us through our literally our Christed selves, each of us are becoming, we already are, but we are bringing through the Christed essence, the crystalline essence. So we are the living Christ in action, and it has to be brought into these four lower bodies. So that's why all of this that has taken place in this 2020, to align it, that's where we started the first of the year with the divine alignment. We finished it. This is the year of the divine alignment, so we can align this frequency as above, so below, but not outside of us, the full spectrum of what we are. So I had received 2 months ago that from yesterday, today, and tomorrow, there are going to be lots of souls that are going to be departing the planet because they just cannot be in this living stream that is pouring it. It's like the floodgates have opened because these four lower bodies have not been purified enough to be in its presence. So I was shown when these individuals start to cross over, they'll be crowned. And that's very significant because they're not going to make the ascension here. They've already agreed that they're going to cross over and make the ascension. And that's totally beautiful. All good. Did you see that, Spirit? Did you see it? Some of you may say. So, but point being, we entered this space. So whatever has also showed up in this, particularly from 12-12 alignment to this, the octave has raised, and it's the octave of our, say, the lower seven chakras, and then the mid seven chakras, and then the other seven chakras. So we're working with this 21 chakras that is fully expanding, so it is streaming through to be able to just ground it. And it's so much more than just the Saturn juncture that, and I feel that's a lot of the spiritual community is so saturated in that.
Well, they're connected to the events of what I feel many people are doing. Thank you, honey. That was very, very beautiful, and I could feel that in depth of my heart. I wanted to add to that after this point is I feel there's a lot of attachment to when there's planetary alignment and when there's a lot of dates that are seeming to create a savior type of role. Oh, this is going to be the big date. After this, there's going to be peace, love. There's going to be a shift of consciousness. Many things could happen that day. Many things could happen internally. Many things could happen outwardly. Everyone's going to experience exactly what they see, what they feel, and what's ready for them. What I find leading up to that date and what has been a gift and all that Honey has expressed, that 2020 has really been an opportunity to look at our deepest fears, to really see what it is that has been covering this heart space. Because, with our four lower bodies, within our chakras, we are also here to emanate the highest level of unconditional love through our heart. And what has been sitting on so many hearts for so many centuries and thousands of years is this pain, this heaviness, this illusion of fear, of limitation. And as a Christed heart, when Yeshua points to his heart, this is where the source of God comes from. It comes directly through our heart. And how many times this year has our heart been squeezed? Has our heart been pressed? Has our heart been just like, what the? And now we're coming to a point
I think it's not even, it's what's around the heart, so it can just be blasted open.
That's what I mean. Like everything that's been around the heart, everything that's been on the heart has been cleared because I feel the voice of God comes through our hearts. It comes through so many areas that our genuine nature is to love, to be love, and to share love. And it's the greatest story that someone could possibly imagine, to see what would happen if you limit that through a story, through a system that's showing everything but that, but yet it's our internal journey then to look beyond that and see how we can
to bring it greater,
how we can bring the joy, how we can bring the happiness, and most important, how we can bring our love, how we can bring the love for what's coming forward, how we can bring the universal love that's coming, that's shining upon, because we know that we are automatically moving into higher states of consciousness. We know that we are vibrating at higher levels of multidimensional realities. And to do that, it's about letting go of those energies that no longer serve us. And I feel this year has been a great year to really let go of the fears, the sadness, the pain, the energies that I truly feel do not serve our heart space anymore, because this heart is here to shine in its highest glory of God right now, so that we can be the fullest of our own expressions, into our galactic Christ-hearted, into our ability to feel and to really be what I feel is our destiny, is the divinity of our heart through our life that we are doing now.
And what's been so significant this year, there's been so much attempt of restricting the air in our lungs. So because that closes the heart more, and the energy then goes to the head energy. And we know when the head energy is active, that's when you can be manipulated, that's when you can be programmed, that's where you can be even further conditioned, that's when you are fully plugged into the matrix. Then you can also easily be taken over. You can enter a hypnosis state. You can't see anymore because you're in it. You're not even realizing. And what's so beautiful is when we've been able to blast that in our liberation, in our breath, in our sacred flame, in our ascension flame, letting all this violet transmuting flame, right, to transmute and transcend back into light, we're able to see through the clear vision. It is the clear vision of the heart that sees through the third eye, through the divine mind, so clearly. Then you don't stress it, because you can see through the political system, you can see through the games, you can see through all the vaccines that are pushing now. Like, you just sit back, and where you're claiming your divinity, you're claiming your mighty I am electronic presence, then there is a dismantling of this sort of like threads that want to pull on your field. It just cannot. So there's this liberation. So many of us move to liberation, and I feel that's what this week for me, I'm feeling the victorious light, the victorious liberation of liberating myself from the what was certain attachments and certain insecurities, certain, and mine biggest one, my children, and certain fears. What can happen, for example, if my children have to be tested or put this out, like all of these things. So liberating it more by this, by the breath, and more by this. Of course, there's been so much more of the decrees have gotten so strong, and also claiming the eternal flame. And this eternal flame, I'm very glad there was this, speaking of this last night with your interview, because we can speak everything from again from the plane of understanding, and we will never capture it because it's not capable at all. When we can experience viscerally the conscious presence of the great might, the might and the magic of the eternal presence that is eternal. We are living, truly living immortality. The physical construct goes through its shift as an immortal essence. We will never, ever die. So when that conscious awareness has clicked with our heart that is free and liberated, then it cannot be touched, because it owns its essence, its truth, its divine presence. And it is then the divine presence that is the present as a living gift that we have gifted back to ourselves.
Beautiful love. And it's such a liberation to feel that, because I feel so many of us have really awaited and been patient for this time, and we've done so much work to constantly let go, to constantly surrender. And even for me this week, there's been this realm of forgiveness, creating that liberation through forgiving myself, forgiving the energies that have held me back, so I can take these shackles off to what these outer attachments have been pulling in. And it's been a gift to see how even those outer energies don't have an effect. Like the other day, Honey and I were talking, and it was like, wow, when her son moved in, there was these fears of like, are we going to be able to sleep because he might be loud? Or are we going to be able to move forward because of, and those fears dissolved because that natural ability for us to see, it had no power over us.
It was the pure divine love that in that presence there was no there was no room for it.
Yeah, there was none.
There was no
and to
room
watch
for
him
it.
go through that. So it's amazing. And I feel this, which you so elegantly and gracefully said. Thank you for sharing that, because I feel that is our journey. It has been personally my journey of a lifetime to feel this freedom, to feel the liberation where nothing out there can control you. No pandemic, no vaccination, no government can take this light and diminish it, no matter what is being sound blasted in every media. And I feel it's our personal responsibility to recognize this power, to honor that, and to support that in our daily devotion of bringing our God presence each morning. I mean, thank you, Caitlin, for bringing your tears this morning.
We know, Caitlin, you've been very...
Because we know that, when death comes, there is that transformation. When life comes, there's even a deeper transformation. And when both is released, then you see the harmony of what's happening in this cycle, because it's constantly moving, it's constantly changing. And how beautiful now we are, many of us, in a space where we're going to be sharing this for so many in our own personal experience. Lisa, I know this year has been a phenomenal year of letting go of things you would never imagine, and doing it with such grace, such humbleness and humility. I know each of us have gone through
and
our own
for
areas.
us to be a witness of each other, like Caitlin and Lisa, because we get to see you, you get to come here, we see you. It's just an awe for us that we are blessed to be the ones to witness, just be a witness. Wish we could see you, Angela, in person, Higher Heart, Cynthia, literally, but I have seen you, my goodness, like take a turn like this, because you've been so active and being a witness to that. I mean, it is just, and that's what it is, because when we get to be a witness of each other's glorious divine presence, we've come to a place of recognition. And there's just a humility of recognition. It cannot even be captured into words, because it's so enriched by the presence that is beheld. And I feel this window from 12:12 to 12:21 is so magnified in this beingness, in the embodiment of the presence. And I want to share,
because one thing with just and I feel that presence is, and hold up what you're getting ready to say. I didn't mean to cut you off. That presence that's building is eclipsing, but also expanding from 1221 of at the solstice and into the new year, so that the energies and frequencies, as they keep spiraling up, as we keep feeling these frequencies move through us, I feel like it's like an ignition. It's like a driver's key where we're allowing ourselves to turn on an aspect of ourselves, to bring forth an area that is here to lift off in the new year, because I feel I feel like there's this
definitely.
I keep
That's why
feeling,
we're having this ceremony. You know, for I mean, it is going to be an in-person ceremony, and we needed to go through 12/12 and then this one, and I wanted to see what I was receiving in terms of the a living activation. So that was very profound what I received in this 12 dimensional rose that is the Sophia Christ in that activation. So freaking powerful. So I wanted to see that, so that way in this unity, in the unified field, we can move into 1221. And this also ties into, just FYI for a second, Michael and I have joined forces. It's called Joined Forces of Light, United in Love, with 40 other facilitators for this
49.
20. Oh, there's 49 now.
There's 50, I think.
Okay, so for 12/21 winter solstice, so we're positioned all over the world, and each of us are taking part with our like video that we had to record and put it in. It's a 24-hour relay that all of you can watch. Ours is gonna air Sunday 8 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. our time, East Coast time.
And if you go to online on Facebook called Join the Forces of Light, Lisa,
it's a Facebook page.
It's a Facebook page, and all the information will be shared. They show the speakers. They show it. It's on Facebook. Yes, Lisa. They show
and it's
the
24 from tomorrow. It starts actually from Sunday and it runs all the way to Monday. So all these ones, they each have contributed, but from a Christed heart energy. And all of you welcome. It's free. And while Monday, Michael and I are going to just be inward to receive the whatever final part that we need to, I just feel sit in it. Like just again, it's been continuing to just sit in the vibration and let it stream through. And that's why few of these lingering things that came up in Michael, they have to linger out so that we can sit in it greater.
And if things,
it's called Joining the Forces of Light.
And if things come up, one thing that I recognize is,
I'm going to use the restroom.
One thing that I really recognize what's moving through us is honor yourself in your own personal journey. And no matter how intense or soft or even flow it can be, really see if you are listening versus following. And what I mean by that is I feel that we are stepping into our expanded state of divine sovereignty. And there's so much activity happening outward, and neither's right or wrong, good or bad. There's so many events happening, but feel in your heart, what is it within you that you are doing to help create a deeper alignment, a deeper level of love, a deeper level of respect, a deeper level of nourishment within yourself, so that whatever comes up, you're meeting that with love. You're meeting that with compassion. And most important, you're meeting that with grace. So even these past couple of days where the sadness was coming through, it didn't overwhelm me, because I knew that whatever is arising right now is helping me to the next level. And whatever is moving forward, no matter what we see from other people, groups, events, honor what you are feeling within yourself and what you're being called upon. Because sometimes just being with yourself, the other day walking in a beautiful forest of snow, there can be just the most incredible downloads or feelings of just connection within, and not having to rely on any exterior energies to so-called magnify what is already being brought forward in this event. Because again, there's been, as always, when there's these huge events, it becomes like the dawning of a new age, or the Armageddon, or on this day the world's going to turn. And just put that to the side and just bring the trust of yourself. One thing that I've learned that keeps coming through is when my guides start talking, I just step back and just start listening to the themes that's coming through. And earlier this week, I wrote about the ancestors, and I feel the ancestors right now for me, and resonate with it or not, they are communicating to us to really go within and listen to the messages that are coming forward. Listen to your heart, listen to the vibrational frequency that's being brought forward, because the deeper that you go within, the more you will connect with what you already are. We're walking masters already, and we're remembering. I choose to shift from learning, we're remembering what we already are and what we're going into. And that's the beautiful journey, because we get to go through each level and unravel and see this beautiful veil that's before us, and really celebrate the victorious God presence that has come before us, and then share that with our joy. And bring that happiness, bring that light, even in areas of the darkest. See how you can be that ray of light coming in, just by showing your gratitude, your appreciation that we are here together, heart to heart, soul to soul, supporting one another, and really shining our light to our highest, greatest ability that is already within us. It's like we already have everything within us. Now it's just displaying that in our own individual, creative, beautiful expression that is only you, because each of us are a gift, a treasure, a gem, a magnificence that is here to fully lighten the world up. And however way you choose to celebrate 12/21, which we have no clue what we're going to do, however you want to be in that time frame, which is now to 12/21, to the end of the year, feel into it. And don't feel obligated pressured, or feel like you're missing out because maybe you're not in the group, or you're not in a place.
If you see anything that there's this notion, if you don't take part, you're going to miss out. That's a false light. And there's a group, I should mention this to you. There's a group, there's a lot of focus on Uluru, and there's this big, ginormous millions and millions that are supposedly taking part for this meditation for 12/21 that has to do with Uluru, and it has to do with this particular black box. That's a complete false light. Do not give attention to that. But of course, with you guys, I know you can feel your discernment, be like, just I can't, you just laugh at it because you know exactly what that is. What is so important is, and also I'm always eerie of individuals who, not eerie, it just doesn't resonate with me. There are some well-known individuals that have event, and they just want you to, they're gonna do the work, but there's no live transmission. There's nothing shared. There's nothing. They just said, well, I'm gonna be doing so and so. You just lay back at that hour. That has never, it's just me, that has never resonated with me. I have worked with stargates for several years, and I've done massive amounts. And I know the value when you, as the facilitator, while you're in that frequency, you give yourself opening to serve it in a living live transmission with people in the group. Some of you had participated in that. The power of it is incredible, and you get to experience the transparency. I just don't resonate with somebody behind a page that I'm going to be doing this and you send your gift offering to me. I'm sorry, that just doesn't resonate with me at all. To me, show up, like really reveal yourself in that moment. I want to experience you being in that frequency. That's what I have respect for, because I know what it takes to prepare your vessel, prepare your body for days just to stand in that frequency and be a service. So no, thank you. I don't care how well known your name is. That's just not for me, because I know that truth
And what
inside of me. I know what resonates in my heart, what I have respect for.
what
So trust what you have respect for.
and what's coming through me right now is I just feel like this beautiful planet of Earth that we've decided to incarnate upon. I just feel like what I felt this whole year is just this blast of golden rays from the sun.
Yeah.
This like massive, massive energy coming on to all of us. No one's going to miss the party. No one's going to be left out.
Yep.
We're all going to feel it in one way or another. And everyone is going to have their own beautiful journey.
That's right.
And that journey, I feel, is to claim that victorious celebration of everything that we've done, everything that we're doing, and everything that we will do in our highest level of love, in our highest level of just beautiful grace. It's like, I feel like we're tapping in to some of the greatest magic that's ever been shined in this world. And now we're like the creative wizards that are now here to say, how am I going to use my collective creation, and what do I want to do to manifest this?
Well, you touched upon something very important. 2021 is this 2020 gave us the opportunity to really dive into this place, to face, like we said, all of this. And then it's from lifetimes and lifetimes, all the goods that we have been trained in, we have mastered, we have developed, we have practiced. So finally, because we were able to address the things that were covering these, that's why we have had to face all of these debris, inner work, whatever. So finally, it's like the treasure box is here. It is the alchemized expression that in 2021 allows us to bring the magical aspect of ourselves, the true magical. It's the white alchemy, the white alchemized radiance that is here to now live and serve from. So that's what's so exciting about what it is we're moving into 2021 and beyond it, while a lot more dark and shit will take place, but it's a complete different split of energy. It doesn't even phase us anymore, like nothing.
And what's really unique, which is just a suggestion, in these times where the frequencies are ramping up and ramping up, give yourself the time to be still, maybe to take out a notebook or drop into a journey or meditation and feel within what your spirit wants to co-create, what ideas, what energies, what ability you have that you really want to use your higher heart. Thank you, as always, bringing the higher heart and the energies that are here for us to bring forth our greatest dreams, our greatest wishes for the highest good of all. Give that opportunity for yourself. Yes, the holidays are busy. Yes, there's all this running around. Yes, the pandemic and everything is going to squeeze everything, which is going to look and get worse and worse. But create that time for yourself to say, how can I co-create in my heart of what I want to do now? And go beyond any imagination, any dream, and just play with that. Because I feel in these times where everything is spiraling and spinning and elevating higher, we are upon this energy that's going to blast each and everything that we want to greater expansions of who we are as we let go of the old death of what we thought we were and move into this higher frequency as we are right now. The magic of what's coming before us, I feel, is only going to expand in levels that are going to blow this mind off and really allow our heart to operate in its fullest form.
Yeah, it must be walked with the heart. and let everybody else be exactly where they are if they're not, and we will be collaborating with each other. And I feel one of the biggest words that has to be buried is this word of manifestation, because that's coming again a lot from the mind that wants to manifest versus recognizing you are pulling that in which already has been created into this plane. You don't need to manifest it. You don't, it's already been, because you already are. And that's what shifts everything. And to be able to just call it in, literally call it in, to pull it in, call it in, pull it in. And that's going to be that alchemized conscious awareness for 2021. And we're going to have certain things around this for our ceremony that I know Lisa and Caitlin are coming for New Year's Eve. And just one more thing that I want to share. And this Tuesday night that we'll be meeting, this once a month that we've been meeting with you, all of these, although we've been talking, laughing, going through all of it, there is a frequency that we've been building and building and building together with an octave that is its own living presence. That whenever, Angela, you've been with us, Harhard, you've been with us, Demetrious, you've been with us,
Lisa.
Cynthia, Lisa, Caitlin, I mean, so many of you, that each time we come in into a frequency that's free flowing, that is held as a container that just welcomes and allows. And from here, then more of the goods, we just simply call them goods from the heavenly realm, are are able to be streamed through us and be anchored into Gaia, because all of this is of service to Gaia and humanity. And that's why this is a gift of love that we share. It is the overjoy of love that we meet here to, under the notion of having some tea together. But this greater part of us is meeting with each other in the sacred space, just as it is on our Tuesday night. And it is together we're expanding this even larger and larger to what it already is.
And thank you, love, because I feel that that love is contagious, that we can feel, we can celebrate. And I just, I wanted to honor what you spoke about, higher heart, in that love, in that unconditional love that we are anchoring, that we're bringing forth in our mastery. Because what I really see now is, as the collapse of our old programs, the collapse of our own conditions, and really the collapse of what we've been brought into through old paradigms, how beautiful it is to see how we can create that full unconditional love, which speaks to me as full unconditional acceptance, full unconditional compassion, full unconditional surrender. And I find that, the word unconditional love, I don't hear too much. And I want to honor that higher heart, because I feel when we are living in
but
that state.
Unconditional love has like a trigger energy. I feel if it's called, like, let's say, omnipresence love, or like all inclusive love, it shifted from like the word unconditional, like, because that unconditional was so tied into the mental field. I feel there's another word for that, because unconditional doesn't even resonate anymore.
But what I appreciate about
No, I know what she's saying. Her heart is saying,
and I agree with you. There's different words. I feel that there has been so many conditions
with love,
but just in general, when you look at our society and our humanity, there's been so many conditions and programs that are dissolving and releasing. And when things are automatically unconditioned, so it's not even like.
But see, it's the same thing as one. Just 1 second, just bear with me. It's like when we say understanding, that word doesn't even resonate with me. I can't even say that word. So I say inner standing, heart standing, because that's the true vibration that can unconditional. It's like, again, that on. It doesn't. it doesn't resonate anymore. So it's like, what is that? Heart condition, do we want to say? Like there's a different vibration that's I feel like omni love, omnipresence love, all inclusive. Maybe there's another word, all encompassing. Exactly. Something, because we're in a new octave, and the new octave, like how many times we can't say even the word understand anymore because it doesn't resonate. We're trying to capture the resonance of it. And a higher heart, if you feel that, let's use that. So omnipresence love, all encompassing love, whatever that can capture it. It still falls short. Yet there's some vibration frequency that can attempt to align more in its vibration.
I mean, what drew me to that is because I feel right now there's so much of what's dissolving and melting away. Is I appreciate the fact that we are releasing the old conditions of what we've been programmed, and so to undo that, we're collapsing that, to unweave that, to we're creating an overall encompassing omnipresent, because there's no limitation, there's no condition, and there's no program. And I feel like with all words there is an expansion of vibration higher. When I feel unconditional love, I feel there's an acceptance, and there's a lack of resistance. And the more I feel
how about exceptional like then? There's a vibration, because I feel like it goes this, somehow it's like love gets tilted when we say unconditional. I don't know. I don't know what happens in my body. Just maybe it's just me. It doesn't resonate. It's like goes like this, and because I feel it's trying to capture, it can't capture. But anyway, so more on that.
And words, but at the end of the day, if you really imagine, at the end of the day, no words can capture the
we
power
are
of love
becoming
and the ability of what love is. So it all is uniquely 5D love.
But it's not even 5D, because it's beyond it. It's like infinite D. So it's funny, because I feel as we're becoming more vibrationally responsible with our vibration, some of these words are becoming very much part of, like, the minute it's said, it creates an activation, right? There you go, supernatural. So it can, it is love. It is just pure love. And it is, at the end of it, it's divine love, honestly. So so as we slowly wrap this up on this Friday, I'm sitting with quite a bit of stuff, and there's so much I want to share this with you. So Lisa and Cynthia and Laura Lee and Maryam, that was here during my class tomorrow for level 3 of the Ancient Sacred Breath of the Whales. I cannot wait to show you your present that you are getting, the one in coming person, and that I am just besides myself for you to experience it. And those of you who are also on here, Angela, Higher Heart, Demetrious, if you email me at Ascension Alchemist, just say, I want your gift, honey. I will. It has to be after tomorrow, so probably 12:21. I will also, I can email to you, and it is such a labor of love that I just cannot wait for you to be in its experience, as it's sitting here, and that's also.
And most important, here's the most important thing that I want to share.
What is that?
In this 2020, we want to thank all of you beautiful hearts for joining us.
We really want to thank you.
We want to thank you guys in our gratitude. We want to thank you for those that are catching it live, setting this time, wherever you are around the world, as far as the Middle East, to the Far East, to our backyard, to catching the replays. It is a gift that we can come on and share our personal stories, how we can resonate, how we can feel, and how we can have a platform for all of you to be heard, to express what is moving forward, and most important, to connect our hearts, to connect our supernatural love. Rock there, Lisa. You rock, Angela, and you rock, Cynthia, and you rock, Maryam, and you rock Higher Heart, and you rock Demetrious and Caitlin. You rock all of you guys. You know, it's part of your energy that gives us the ability to bring forth what we feel called to, and that is to always show up in our raw and our real, to share what's moving forward, and just to really honor each of you that have taken the time to come on, whether it's for with us, whether it's for a minute or 2 hours, whether it's capturing part of it. It touches our hearts that we can share this with you, because the more vibrations we can create together and blast it out, the more we see this change, this shift, this huge transformation that's happening throughout the world, then we can all look back and really just smile and laugh and say, wow, we did this. We came in a point to really celebrate this together. And it's amazing when we can have brothers and sisters that we may not be able to see, but we do see you. We do feel you. We do resonate with you, because your energy is here. We see your comments, we feel your comments, and we appreciate that. And I just want to take that moment to honor each of you and all those that are listening and all that have supported us, because we do that from the joy of our hearts. And it is fun to bring our tea, bring our humor, figure out where Michael's Corner is going to be next. Thank you. Whoever said that, I can't remember. But the beauty of it is to bring that light of love each time and each day that we're so blessed to have you all. So thank you.
It is really a blessing, really a blessing. And we have also a favor to ask you. So we are going to, for 2021, we are going to have a new picture for this Friday tea time. So, and also for Tuesday night meditation, we want to update the image. So we have a couple of pictures that is for this time, for this one. And let us know. I'm going to post it on the Ascension Alchemists page. Picture A, B, C, or D. Let us know which one you like as our new Friday tea time. Let me ask you a question. Are we gonna still have Friday tea time at 12, or are we changing that?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask them. I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at Lisa, because
what did Lisa say?
She put space heater on balcony. Michael's near corner. I love you,
Lisa. I love you. Lisa, I love you.
I love you, Lisa. I'm gonna put my TP out.
I'm gonna get him TP.
I'm gonna get a TP.
I am gonna get a TP.
My space heater and go. Whoa! Where'd the comment go?
Why did Lisa? Why did your message get restricted? See?
Did you retract your message?
Hopefully you didn't.
That was a beautiful one, Lisa.
I like that message.
I have a tent.
Yeah. So let me ask you all a question. One of the things Michael and I found when we put.
Don't be hard on yourself, Lisa.
When we've been doing this at 12, it's been great, but it really helps us if we move this to 4 p.m. our time. That's because possibility. And I really want to stick to doing this every other week. Every now and then our schedule is in a way that it's been in every 3 weeks. So we are going to do our best for it to be still on Friday, but my heart feels to move it to 4 p.m. Eastern. And hopefully that will work with you all too, because it frees us, because we have clients that want to come, and when it's a Friday, we can't do anything then. And because this falls in the middle of the day. So most likely from starting this, which would be our first Friday tea time of 2021, is going to be, let me just tell you, so you know up front, it is going to be not on New Year's Day. It is going to be the 8th. We're starting.
Okay.
Yeah. New Year's Day is Michael's mother's birthday. So we'll be celebrating that, and we have the ceremony the night before. So just know that. And it is going to be, for us, we like to put that at 4 p.m. It's going to be so much more helpful for us.
And no worries, Demetrious. If you were detained and had to go elsewhere, your spirit is always with us, so you can always enjoy the replay and all the beautiful laughs and smiles that you're here. So
you're worries, not going to be detained.
It's going to be you're perfect. All good in our hearts. But let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and read the angelic message for today.
Let's do that.
Which is, wow, December 18th, 1 week before Christmas.
Wow.
The last day of Hanukkah,
do you know
which was last
today
night.
Is going to be in 2 weeks from today is New Year's Day. Wow. Oh my God, are you so excited?
I can't believe it.
You're not excited yet.
I'm excited, but I feel like December has gone by so fast that it's almost like the holidays and all of this is taken by surprise. I don't know how you guys feel, but the energy has been moving so quick. It barely feels like we're a week from Christmas, 2 weeks from the New Year's. It's mind-boggling. I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm a little whirlwind through this, so it's phenomenal. But for all those that are here, please place your hands on your heart and take a nice deep breath. And deep breath out. That felt great. Let's do 2 more.
You should be here, right?
Yeah, I'm right there.
Is it 365, right?
Don't worry about the times and days. Don't worry about the days. This is great. This is exactly where I am right now.
Well, we are 10 days.
I know. Wait, okay. This is the message I'm on. Just like our meditation weeks. Remember when we lost count of the weeks? Remember
totally
the Gregorian calendar, all those days and weeks we're moving into what is here.
Okay.
So taking a nice deep breath into your heart. Nice breath out. Wholeheartedly listening to today's divine message. Trust your inner knowing. You already know the answer to questions about your current situation. In stillness, you hear the inner wisdom that guides you. And today, we angels counsel you to trust this source. You already know what to do. So your query isn't a request for new information or even guidance. Rather, it asks whether you can trust that your decision will lead in positive new directions. We're here today to reassure you of the validity of your inner wisdom. Whether you're facing calls you to act on faith without knowing very much about your future. That's why it's doubly important for you to hold positive expectations about the outcome. All results are always beneficial in the ultimate sense, because only good things can happen in God's universe. Even the most seemingly dire circumstances bestow blessing on the souls involved. Your positive expectations help bring about the greatest possible outcome, elevating your experience as you travel toward it. The thought for today, repeating after me. I trust my inner knowing.
I trust my inner knowing.
I hold positive expectations.
I hold positive expectations
about the outcome of the changes.
About the outcome of the changes
that I'm making in my life right now.
That I am making in my life right now.
It is safe for me.
It is safe for me
to act on my inner wisdom.
To act on my inner wisdom.
And so it is.
And so it is. Oh, those angels. Oh my goodness. By the way, if any of you start yawning like that, mine is always when the room fills up with angels, like I start yawning and my eyes start watering. That's usually what happens. It's like overwhelming amount. Okay, let's see what the oracle cards. with the Ascension cards, have a message for us today for our beautiful group. God bless them. Okay. I heard you. The Mahatma energy, of course. In the golden age of Atlantis. Do you know you're always looking here when I'm reading? Why is that? Do you not trust what I'm going to read?
I like
What is it?
I just get curious.
Oh, okay, here.
No, read it.
Here.
I like reading.
In the golden, you can think I'm making up words.
Maybe that's your trigger. I'm not believing you.
There's no trigger.
I like to see
because I always see your eyes go like this.
I just get curious about.
Okay,
I like to look at the card.
Oh, okay. Here, look. Here. Look, nothing is hidden right there.
I believe it. I just get excited. You know, like when someone pulls a card, you're like, oh, what's the card look like?
In the golden age of Atlantis, many great souls placed some of their energy as well as the Christ Buddha light and that of the 12 rays into a sacred pool to create a high frequency group consciousness. People could draw from the sacred pool to enhance themselves and their projects. This golden white Mahatma energy is once more available, and you are invited to draw it through your chakra system into Earth. This will rise your frequency and help the planet, for you will leave golden white footsteps wherever you go. Send it to others to accelerate their ascension. Affirmation. I invoke the Mahatma energy to flow through me.
I invoke the Mahatma energy to flow through me.
And so it is.
And so it is.
So funny.
My eyes were closed the whole time.
So good. Oh my goodness. So good. My eyes are watering so much.
To answer your question, Caitlin, yes, there's still space open. It's not fully packed right now. There's still space.
Okay, for the let me just go over this quickly because Caitlin, Lisa, and Maryam are in our region. If Kristina watches this later, and Fearlera. So it is going to be in person. We were wondering whether we'll do it live, but I don't think we can because it's a full ceremony, in-person participation. We're going to be shifting things around and all of that. So the room is only for 12 participants, and I believe we already have either 9 or 10. So we have 2 rooms available. Caitlin and Lisa, if you want to tell anybody else, please let them know. You already know most of the ones that are coming so that we can open that up. The other part, I also feel I want to share this with you. I had received this guidance that I would like to I want to see maybe late January, beginning of February. I'm going to be, I'm feeling called to do this 12-week studying with this 12 particular archangels. And each week is dedicated to a specific archangel. And because they tie into the rays of light that I have painted. And I'm going to be putting that information out. And I just want to receive, when do I start this? And this is something that my own heart really wants. I do work with these 12 archangels, but I've never dedicated a whole week to just one particular archangel. And that really calls to my heart. And when I told Michael's like, oh my God, yes. Michael's mom's like, oh my God, yes. So there are a few people that I said, they're like, yes. So if it calls to you all, also let me know. And I'm looking forward to it. It should be very, very exciting. It's really like a student of the archangels, and some of them have their counterparts, their twin counterparts. So let's see how that plays out. Just want to put that out.
It's amazing to think this is our last tea time of 2020.
Oh, no, sweetheart.
But it's amazing because I've never thought of saying, well, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy everything to all of you beautiful.
Till next year.
Till next year. And of course, you can always see us on our Tuesday night meditation. You can see us on our lives before the New Year.
We have 2 more Tuesday night meditation.
It's see you later at another beautiful time that can be seen within us.
But hold on a minute. Can you imagine next time we join each other on Friday tea time? It is the new year. We start the new year on the 8th together with a new image too. I am so excited. I'm so excited. And I just really, again, as Michael said, my heart really wants to thank all of you for just being present with us during all these teas that we have shared. How blessed we are that we got to experience this together. And thank you so, so, so much.
Yes. Love you all. Have a
Love you all
blessed
so much.
day, and we'll see you.
I don't have a name for her yet, but we'll see. Maybe tomorrow we'll have a name. Love, love, love you. Lisa, you meet her in person when you come for the class.
Thank you all for joining us today.
Love you all so much. Have a beautiful time. Bye-bye.